Imagine standing at a crossroads. Ahead of you lies a choice. Do you take the job offer in a new city or stay in the familiar comfort of your hometown? Every path seems to offer a different future. Now, pause for a moment. Are you truly making this choice of your own free will, or is something beyond your control, something far deeper, guiding your decision? The debate between free will and determinism isn't just a philosophical puzzle. It's a question that shapes how we live, how we think, and ultimately who we believe we are. Are we the architects of our own destinies, or are we mere act play that's already been written? What is free will? At its core, free will is the idea that we have the ability to choose our actions freely, independent of external causes. It suggests that in any given situation, we have a genuine choice to make. Our decisions are not predetermined by genetics, environment, or any external forces. In this view, when you make a decision, whether it's what to have for breakfast or a life-altering choice like where to live, you are exercising your autonomy. For many, free will is a cornerstone of our sense of identity. It gives us agency, allows us to take responsibility for our actions, and makes life meaningful. Without it, life might feel like we're just going through the motions, trapped in a world where nothing we do matters. The very thought that we could be in control of our choices fuels our motivation, our dreams, and our hopes. What is determinism? On the other side, determinism argues that every event or state of affairs, including human actions, are the result of preceding events. It's the belief that everything in the universe, including our thoughts and behaviors, is the outcome of an unbroken chain of prior causes. According to determinism, our actions aren't the result of free choice, but rather the product of past experiences, biological factors, societal conditioning, and even genetic makeup. Imagine a row of dominoes set up in a line. You push the first one, and the rest fall in sequence. Every action, every thought is like a domino, toppling into the next, shaped by prior causes that stretch far back in time, perhaps even before you were born. In this view, the choices you make today are influenced by everything that has ever happened to you. Your upbringing, your culture, your environment, your genes. A real-life example, the choice to pursue education. Let's bring this debate to life with a real-world example, the decision to pursue higher education. Imagine two people, Maria and John. Both of them are high school graduates, and both of them have the opportunity to go to college. Maria comes from a family that values education deeply. Her parents are both university professors and have always encouraged her to pursue her dreams, no matter the cost. John, on the other hand, grew up in a working-class family where higher education was seen as an unnecessary expense. His parents had to work multiple jobs to provide for him and his siblings, and they never had the resources to attend college themselves. Now, Maria and John both face a decision. Should they pursue further education? According to the theory of free will, we might argue that both of them have the ability to choose freely. Maria might decide that going to college is essential for her personal fulfillment, while John might opt for a career that doesn't require a degree, believing he can succeed without it. However, determinism would argue that their choices are heavily influenced by their backgrounds. Maria's decision might seem free to her, but it is shaped by her upbringing, her environment, and the values instilled in her by her parents. John, too, might feel he has free will, but his choice to skip college could be the result of a lifetime of seeing the harsh realities of the job market and his family's struggles. The paths that Maria and John take aren't purely a matter of personal choice. Their decisions are deeply intertwined with their past experiences, societal expectations, and perhaps even their genetic predispositions towards certain types of behavior. So can we truly say that Maria and John are acting of their own free will? The emotional reality of free will and determinism. This debate doesn't just have intellectual consequences, it has emotional ones as well. When you feel in control of your life, when you make decisions based on your desires, you experience a sense of empowerment. But what happens when you start to feel that your choices aren't really yours at all? The realization that our decisions may be influenced by factors beyond our control, such as our upbringing, our genetic predispositions, or the social pressures around us, can be a deeply unsettling experience. Take, for instance, someone who has struggled with addiction. A person might feel immense guilt and shame, thinking that they are somehow failing at exercising free will. But what if their addiction is not a failure of willpower, but the result of biological and environmental factors beyond their control? Is it fair to blame someone for something that may have been determined by genetics or childhood trauma? On the other hand, if we truly believe in free will, the pressure to succeed can be overwhelming. If our failures are entirely our fault, then every misstep can feel like a reflection of our inadequacy. Free will places the burden of responsibility squarely on our shoulders. Can free will and determinism coexist? The tension between free will and determinism has sparked a third way of thinking: compatibilism. Compatibilists argue that free will and determinism can coexist. According to this view, even if our actions are determined by past causes, we can still act freely as long as we are not coerced or manipulated in ways that prevent us from making choices in line with our own desires. For example, you might be determined by your upbringing, education, and environment to pursue a certain career path. But as long as you act according to your own desires and values, you are still exercising free will, just within the constraints of the factors that shape you. The takeaway: are we truly in control? Ultimately, the answer to whether we are in control of our lives isn't simple. It's a mixture of both free will and determinism. We may not be entirely free from the influences of our past, our biology, and society, but we also have the ability to make choices that reflect our personal values, desires, and intentions. The real power lies in recognizing that our lives are shaped by a complex web of influences. Understanding this doesn't diminish our sense of agency. Rather, it allows us to make more informed, conscious choices. In a world where so much seems beyond our control, acknowledging the factors that shape us can empower us to take charge of what we can control. So, as you stand at the crossroads of your life, remember this: while you may not be fully in control of every factor that shapes you, you are still the one who gets to choose which path you walk. And that in itself is a kind of freedom.